What if I tell you you can start selling products online in less than 10 minutes? That's right, 10 minutes. Whether you're an e-commerce expert, a PME, or just a random girl wishing to sell jewelry from her home, I can assure you that you'll be interested in this talk because today, guys, we're going to cover a huge topic, which is e-commerce. I'm Juliette, I'm the product owner of e-commerce here at Odoo, and I will be your host for today's session. So that's right. Everybody now can start selling products online. You don't have to be an expert. You can do it from anywhere and at any time. And that's what makes the subject really interesting to me. It's very interesting, but it's also challenging because we at Odoo, we need to adapt and we need to grow version after version. And I can already tell you that for this version 17, we put the focus on usability, navigation, and UI. So we developed a bunch of new features for version 17. All of this with one purpose. It's to ease the purchasing process for your customers, to make it an enjoyable experience for them to buy your products, but also for you to sell them, of course. So we developed a bunch of features, but there are 6 of them that I will show you right now in a bit more details. So remember I told you about this random girl wishing to sell jewelry from her home? Well, that's me. And I finally decided to set up my e-commerce, and I'm going to show you all these new features, for version 17 have helped me do so. First feature is the e-commerce description. So it's a new marketing-oriented features that's going to be available on your product pages, so on your website. And it will allow you to create detailed and formatted descriptions that are available so on your product pages only, which means that your sale orders, quotation, and even your backend won't be impacted by that description, but it will be really eye-catching for your customers. So I'm going to show that to you real quick. So now I'm in my database. So as I told you, I'm selling jewelry, and I'm now connected as an admin. So I'm going to go into one of my products. So let's take this necklace. I'm going to go in edit mode first. And here you will see that I've set up an e-commerce description on my product page. So there is no sales description in my product page, but if there is some, it won't be impacted by that new description. But this description will allow me to, for example, set little stars, so my customers will be able to see the ratings of my products straight away. I can also decide to put some text in bold, but I have a bunch of other options, so I can change the font size, I can change the background color, so I can insert bullet points, whatever. So here I added a bunch of information, and I also have, so this field is an HTML editor field. It's not just a text area. So if I use my / command, you will see that there are a bunch of comments that I can initiate. So for example, I can add an image, I can add a link, again, the ratings that I showed you already. And you can also drop building blocks on that description. And again, it's only on the product page, so even your cart won't be impacted by that. So I'm going to save that. And that's it for this feature. The second new feature that's really interesting in my opinion are the product tags. But what are product tags, you might wonder? So those are informative labels that you're going to assign to your product, either your product templates or variant, so that your customer can see information about your product straight away. So let's imagine you're a wine seller, for example, and you want to add the vintage to your bottles on your product pages. Or, for example, you're a grocery store and you're selling organic products. In that case, you want your customers to see those organic products straight away on your website. And I'm going to show you how you can do that right now. So I'm going to go in my database again, and I'm going to select another necklace. Oh, OK. We're back on track. So the sand necklace, for example, and here you can see that I set up two different tags on my products, which are the 24 karat gold tag and the water resistant tag. So I don't want my customer to have to choose between those options. That's why I did not create variants, but I still want that information to be displayed and appealing to my customers. And I will show you how you can set that up in your website configuration. So you would have to go under e-commerce and product tags. For my product tags, I can either decide to set up a color on my tag or set up an image. If I'm setting up an image, the image will be used instead of my color. So if you have, I don't know, ISO certification, for example, you can use the ISO image and it will be displayed on your product pages, so it's even more appealing to your customers. So as I told you, you can add the tags to your product templates, to your product variants, but also to both of them. And now if I go back to my shop page, another interesting thing about the tags is that you will see from the left side of my screen that my customers, my website visitors, they can filter on those tags. So again, this is not, those are not variants, but they have pretty much the same option as variants. So if I select water resistant, I will see a bunch of my products that have those tags, which is applied. Another cool option that you might have noticed already is the possibility to use images as attribute values. So if you're using the display type colors on your attribute values, it will now be possible for you to add images instead of colors. So let's imagine you're selling, I don't know, leopard printed t-shirt, or in the case of my jewelry shop, I am selling products in both gold and variant, but I don't want my customer to have to choose between a grayish and yellowish color that doesn't really match my beautiful gold and silver materials. So what I did in that case is that from the configuration of my website, so again under e-commerce attributes, so here I'm going to go into my color attribute, but it doesn't really matter. You can create new ones if you wish to do so. What's important is that you need to select the color display type. And if I'm doing so, you will see that there is a new color, a new column, here in my form, which is for the images. Sorry, I just selected the wrong one because I have two colors, but this is this one. Yeah. So I have a new column for images. If I decide to remove that image, and I can show you that right now, you will see that I have the X picker that was already available before to choose a color. But if I'm setting up an image, and this is what I'm going to do right now. If I'm setting up an image, again, this image will be used on my product pages instead of the color. So let me save that right now and go into my website. So again, those pictures are displayed as a color type. And if I go into a necklace that has both materials, you can see here that I can select one or the other. So it really allows you more flexibility on the different colors that you're offering to your customer. Imagine you're also, for example, a furniture shop and you're selling products in a wood material. This is really convenient for you to use. So remember I told you during the introduction that one of the main focus for this version was the UI, and we decided to redesign actually the whole checkout of the e-commerce application. So the experience for your customer would be really like faster, smoother, with new cart animations. And of course, I cannot talk about design without mentioning the mobile version. We all know it now. The customer, they want to shop faster. They want to get products delivered to them in one click from their couch. So it's really important that the mobile version is easy to use. And I will show that to you right now. I'm going to go in my database, and now you will see that I'm connected as customer. So I'm going to go into the shop. I'm going to browse my website and select a product that I want to add. to my cart. So the first thing that we change is the animation, and you're going to see that straight away. So if I'm adding the product to my cart, you will see that there is this new notification that appears at the top right of the screen. And it doesn't matter your website configuration, it will always be the case. So we will be able to send notification to customers, so it's going to disappear after a few seconds. So either you can go to your cart by clicking on this little notification or from the shop page directly. So that's what I decided to do right now. So I'm in my cart, so you can see from the get-go that this has changed a lot. So I still have the same options, so we did not change the whole experience, but it's faster, it's smoother, and it's also like way better in terms of design. So I have the same steps as before: review, order, shipping, and payment. But all my actions are now initiated from the right side of my screen. So before, in 16, you used to have some buttons at the bottom of your screen right here, but other buttons at the right of your screen. So sometimes it was a bit misleading for your customer to use. Another thing that has changed is the quantity that is updated from the cart. So here, if I decide to update the quantity, you will see that my price is updated accordingly. You still have the option to remove, of course. And as I mentioned before during my presentation, here I don't have any on my product, so you won't be able to see it, but the sales description are still available in your cart, but not the long e-commerce description that I created on my products. So I'm going to go into the checkout right now. And as I told you, I'm already connected as a user, so I'm a website visitor that has logged in into my website. And this is why I'm jumping from the first step of the checkout to the last step. But you can always go back to the previous step by hitting either the shipping button or by editing your addresses. And I'm going to show you that right now. So if I go in edit, you will see that I have a new and improved address form with billing and shipping addresses. So I'm going to go back to my last step, where you will also notice that the payment form has improved. So if I'm selected, for example, demo, but I have cart, PayPal options, the payment is adapted to the payment method that has been selected by the user. So here I'm selecting demo, and I'm not going to pay now, but that's pretty much it. You always have a summary of the products that are in your cart, again, at the top right of the screen. So all actions are initiated from the right of your screen. But I know what you guys want to see. I mentioned the mobile version in my presentation, so we're going to have a look at it together right now. So this is my website in mobile version, and I'm going to go into my shop page again. Make that a little bigger. So I will go, I'm connected as the same user, and I will go and buy some earrings. I have the same cart notification, but it's adapted to my screen size. And if I go into my cart, you will see here that I have the same 3 steps as before, but I have now an indication of the step I'm in. I have the order overview, and all my actions are not on the right of the screen, but they are at the bottom of the screen in that case. So I will go into the checkout, and I'm again jumping straight away to the last step of the checkout because I'm already connected. I have the order summary in the form of a drop-down. So if I click on it, my customer can see from every step of the checkout what he has in his cart. And again, I have the option to change my billing and shipping addresses, and of course, to pay. Let me go back to my presentation. So I mentioned the checkout redesign, and there is a thing that I mentioned already while showing you the checkout redesign is the ability for a customer to adapt to edit and also to create new billing addresses from their checkout. So this is something that already was available in 16 for shipping addresses, but the system was not able to detect in the portal the billing addresses that are set up to your customers. So if you have a customer in the backend and if there is an already existing billing addresses for that customer, now the checkout of Odoo is going to detect that address and your customer will be able to either select it, to change it, or also to create new ones. So let's have a look at it together. So I'm again connected as a user in my database, and I will go back to the shipping stage. You can see here that I have a billing address that's already set up for my customer. I also have my main address. And on the shipping side, this has not changed. I still have the shipping addresses and main addresses. But what's convenient is that I can add a new one. And if I'm adding a new one, I can also link it to the shipping address, and it will create another a type of address as other in my backend. So if your customer wants to change their billing addresses, they don't have to call you every time they want to do so, which is pretty convenient also for B2B customers. And last but not least is the possibility to create B2B and B2C website independently. So we already had a setting, which is the display product prices setting in Odoo, but it was the same setting for all your different websites, which means that if you have, for example, B2B and B2C customers and you want to display the product prices, tax excluded or included for those different customers, it was not easy to do in Odoo. But, oh, sorry. Yeah. This one, I have to go back to my database as an admin again, and I will go under configuration and settings. So here I'm on my first website, which is my B2C website, and if I scroll down, you will notice that on the display product prices setting, there is a little map. And if you don't know it already, this map is there to indicate you that the setting is website specific. So if you change that setting, it will be applied on this, the website that's selected above. So here you can see that my product price are displayed tax included. But if I go and select another website, so my B2B website, my prices are displayed tax excluded. And if I save, it's not going to change the setting for my first website. So again, pretty convenient for the people that are dealing with different types of customers. So that's it for the main features, but there are a bunch of other features that are available, and I'm going to show them to you, but a little bit quicker because we don't have that much time. So the first one is to auto-publish the products that are created from your website. So if you create products from the front end, it will now be automatically published to all of your websites. So you won't have to do in the back end and configure them one by one. So it's again a big time saver. Another option is the extra option as variants. So we realized that it was not possible in Odoo for your customers to select more than one variant on a product. So let's imagine you're selling pizzas, but you want your customers to select multiple options if they wish to do so. So for example, extra mushrooms, extra onions, or whatever. So now you will just have to go into your database. So again, I will go into my attributes, and you will notice that there is a new display type, which is the multi-checkbox. You can set different extra prices on your attribute values. You can do it from here, or you can also do it on your products. The third option is to remove the search bar from shop. So on your shop page, you have a search bar, and we now allow you to hide it. Why did we do so? It's because we have new header templates in version 17 for the website, and some of them already include a search bar. So in that case, maybe it doesn't really make sense to have two search bars on your shop, so you can simply remove it. Quite easy. Then we have the product documents, and this is a really cool feature. So I will now be able to link documents to my products in my backend. When I say documents, it can be PDF files, it can be images, whatever. So for example, here I'm selling jewelry, and I would like my customer to see the authenticity certificate on my products on my website. So I will go into my products, I will select the earrings, and here there is a new smart buttons for documents. I will go into that one, and you will see that I already uploaded a PDF file for my certificate. And I can choose at which step of the purchasing process I want my customers to have access to it. Maybe I just want my customer to have access to it at the quotation step, or when the order is confirmed. So it means that my customers already paid for the product. And it makes sense, for example, I don't know, let's imagine you're teaching online classes and you want your customers, so your students in that case, to have access to the course material before the lecture. But you just want to give access to that PDF if the customers have paid for your lectures. So in that case, you're going to select confirm order. So there are a bunch of different options. In my case, I want to show it on the product pages because my certificates are available to any of my website visitors. I don't need them to buy my product for that. So I will go back into my earrings, and I will show you on the website that you have a new section for documents, and they can straight away download the PDF of my certificate. So again, it's pretty convenient. Also, if you're a furniture shop, for example, and you want to display assembly instructions on your product pages, like IKEA is doing, for example. And voila. And last but not least is the improved payment form, but I already covered it a little when I showed you the checkout redesign, so I won't spend too much time on it right now. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that talk. I really advise you to have a look at all those new features for yourself and give us your feedback. And if you have any question, I remain available. Right now, you can scan the QR code. Je peux les mettre, je débranche ou ouais, tu peux. Ça, bah,
Ouais.
le temps qu'il faut.
Une ou deux? Deux.
Ok.
Deux questions, ouais. Ah ja. Ligne 8, elle est assez intéressante.
Ouais. There is a question about the possibility to finally show both VAT included and excluded at the same time. This is a very good question. We did not do it for version 17, so we focus on the fact that you can set up your products prices independently in different websites, because that's the case that we are facing the most. We have customers having B2B and B2C websites, and that's what they wanted to do. But it's actually a very good point, and I can totally understand the need. So again, I'm really keeping that feedback for next version maybe.
Prices for logged in users only. That is something I believe has been a question for some time.
Yes, I have to check that actually, because there was a setting for that. I'm having it. So no, it's still not possible in version 17, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint. But if you have any other question or matters that you'd like to discuss, I invite you also to come to the e-commerce booth, which is right around the corner, just right here. I'll be there pretty much during all 3 days. So if there is anything you want to discuss, feel free to come and have a chat with me.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys. Have a great day.